Guys, let's get back to Genesis 9, and then tomorrow I'll move to chapter 10. So let's talk about Noah's drunkenness. Some people have said, oh, the flood changed the dynamics of the environment and the grapes had changed. And others say no. Noah knew exactly what he was doing. He had, known about grapes, crushed grapes, knew what grapes could do to somebody. And drunkenness is a sin. And I know that sounds crazy because when I was growing up, I didn't think it was a sin, and it is a sin because you lose self-control. And Noah, there's nothing wrong with alcohol in of itself as long as you are not addicted to it and you're not getting drunk. And Noah lost control and ended up naked, right? A lot of people end up naked when they drink. So he drank. And the thing that I get out of this the most is, how do we deal with others' sins? How do we deal with it? Are we gracious? Are we gracious? When others sin against us, we have two ways to deal with it. Proverbs talks about how love covers a multitude of sins. And we can either expose the sin, right? And there would be a heart issue behind that, whether it's for somebody's good or to solve an issue, or would it be just to go around and gossip and put people down and condemn them, right? Only God condemns, which is if you're in Christ, there's no condemnation, and only God forgives, right? He's the only one who can truly forgive with the cross. So, Ham did not do the right thing. He basically was rude to his father. He entered the tent. We don't know why. He didn't, ask to come in. We don't know what happened. But it was Shem and his brother who covered his nakedness. They covered it, and they loved their dad, and they honored him, and they took care of his shame. So when you love someone, just like Joseph in the Bible did not want to put Mary to shame, so he covered for her, right? We want to have a covering over people we love. We don't want to say, well, it's really, this really didn't happen, or justify it, but we want to show grace with people because it's the same grace that Christ showed us, right? That's how we want to relate to people. And when I've talked about my abortion, the truth has been there, but there is a much greater love and grace there than there is anything else. There is grace. There is forgiveness. There is grace, just like Joseph in the Bible had forgiven his brothers. They mistreated him, and he totally forgave them. But he also tested them, too, to see if they were sorry. He really wanted to make sure they were really sorry for what they did, and they would accept responsibility for what they did. So we definitely want to walk in love toward people.